All right, welcome back. We're seeing a lot of green on Wall Street this morning. Stocks, they're up after the crashing oil market took its toll on Wall Street 2 days in a row. So joining us to discuss, Doug Flynn, certified financial planner and co-founder of Flynn, Zito Capital Management. Hey, Doug, I'm assuming we're seeing green, of course, in response to this coronavirus relief bill that is so needed for small businesses and is expected to pass on Thursday.
Yeah, that's 100% right. It's badly needed. It was sort of oversubscribed, and they ran out of money on the first round, and it looks like we're going to go through the second round very rapidly. So I've been encouraging everybody to call your banking relationship, get your application 100% in, get your application number, make sure you're good to go, because when they open this up by the end of the week, it's not going to take long for us to go through this round as well, and hopefully even more small businesses will be helped from it.
Right. Apply, and as early as possible. I think that's the message there. Meantime, Doug, weekly jobless claims, they're out tomorrow. So could the oil crisis impact that we've seen, could that impact unemployment numbers as well, considering we've got Americans who are working in the oil industry?
Yes, I mean, what we're talking about are initial jobless claims, and we do expect that number to also be very high, hopefully with a 4 in front of it instead of a 5 in terms of million. And we keep using these cumulative numbers of we're at 22 million. But as an example, I was speaking to a client last night who was furloughed a couple of weeks ago and filed, but they got their PPP money and the firm has hired them back. So he still shows up in that big number, but he's already back on the payroll. So hopefully some of that will start working its way through. But if this keeps on in the oil, we're going to have those people out of work, and that's a big problem for us. We need to turn that around.
Yeah. Tell me about those oil prices specifically. Have they at least gone from negative to positive?
Well, what happens is if you normally, what people don't really get, I think, is that we're talking about futures contracts and you have to accept delivery of the crude oil if you're holding that at the expiration date. And so what happened the other day was, normally in a normal month, you can just get rid of it to somebody. At the end, if you don't want to take delivery, you sell it. But because nobody's driving, I mean, I don't even know if I've driven a couple of miles in the last month. And so translate that out to millions. The demand has dropped so much. There's a glut of oil. Nobody wanted this oil to take delivery. So it went negative. You had to pay people to take it off your hands, because the last thing anybody wants is their apartment or house filled up with actual barrels of oil. And so, that we're going to have a little bit more pressure into June, but and it could keep happening a little bit until we get on the other side of this, and then we get a more normal environment. But we're going to be under pressure there for a couple of months, it seems.
Yeah, well, you talk about the oil industry clearly impacted. You're not driving. Also, people are not flying. They're not traveling around like they used to. But I'm assuming you probably saw these Delta earnings. They came out today. They were released. If you have seen them, what's going on with the airlines here? Are they really hit as hard as we thought? Could they potentially be on the upswing in maybe Q2, Q3, Q4?
Well, I think what's going to happen is, you're seeing the impact, and we're going to see a lot of ugly numbers from not just the airline industry, from other industries as well. And really, everybody falls into sort of one of 3 categories. You're at a company that can either survive, or one that's diving because it's not in favor right now, or it's going to thrive and come out of this. But what happens, I think, here is when we get out on the other side, probably 80% of everything is going to come right back online. People are going to start coming back. It's that last 10 to 20% that are going to really be hard to get back. The problem with that is that's where a lot of the profits are. So they're getting some bailout money. They'll be able to get through. Hopefully, we need the airline industry for a really vibrant U.S. economy. We're still going to do business. At the end of the day, look, I've been working remotely for a month, and it's fine. It's just not the same as getting face-to-face at various points for certain meetings. It's not going to go away entirely, and we're going to need to get that back.
Yeah, I know. We miss hanging out with all of the people in the office. All right.
Exactly.
We'll wait for when that returns back to normal. It's good talking to you. Doug Flynn, certified financial planner. Doug, thanks so much.
I'm over here talking to walls all day. It'd be nice to see some people. All right.